I'm feeling some sort of way, though. Looking all kinds of fresh, she licking all kinds of lips. Better not play with cash, I'm pulling up kinda threatening.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to What Do You Bring to the Table? Igama nesibongo nguThabile Tau, aka Tabs Mateli Tabis Keta, Thando, and namhlanje Ritwerimpinta Kamfanaka, the star of Nikwe, Neo Mekgwe. Chomi. Guys, I've been trying to get her on this show for so long. Finally? I mean, every time I've been trying to get you, it's wrong timing. You contact me, I'm like, I'm ready, but I'm like, hey, I'm in Cape Town. And then when I'm this side, I'm like, oh no, you are busy. And then some people get sick because you know how it is.
Yeah, no, like...
How was the flu? It's the bug that's catching everyone lately.
I didn't have flu.
What happened?
No, I was just going through... I didn't feel well. That's what I was
You were going through the most stress, had your
and
body...
And I was like, I'm not in a good mental space to do this podcast, so...
And now you're ready. You are perfect.
That's why I was like, I'm sure...
Chomi, we are doing it.
I've been bothering him like, this weekend.
We're finally doing it today. Chomi, like, everywhere I go, let's say Kasi, especially there by me in Randburg, there are billboards of you, Nikwe, 6:30. Chomi, tell us, how do you feel every single time you see yourself on a billboard?
Like, honestly, I know people expect me to be like excited and overboard and be like, I'm on a billboard and whatever. Yeah. But I think it's humbling more than anything for me, you know what I mean? But I'm also like, I've been hustling. I've been in this acting thing since 2017.
2017.
So, what, 6 years later? And now I'm on a billboard, it's like, it's about damn time.
It's about damn time that I've been on the billboard.
Yeah, it's about damn time. And I'm not surprised by it, you know, but that's what I'm saying, it's humbling.
Yes.
More than anything, you know, it's not in my head a lot. I'm just like, oh, this is happening. Oh, okay.
It's that complex of you get what you want when you least expected it.
Yes, and I was like, I was about to give up at the industry. I was like, I'm out of this.
You know, and then bam, billboard, and now that it's there, you're just like...
No, you're not going anywhere.
Wait, so why were you... What was the thought process behind thinking of giving up on the industry, Nyana?
I was just tired, man. I was tired. You know, in auditions after auditions after auditions, you don't get anything. You do this, and you're like, maybe this is not for me. You know what I mean? So I was at that point where I'm like, no, you've been at it. Like, what's the return? Like, what's the value of this thing? You know, I didn't see it, you know, so... And then I was like, at least something long-term, God, because...
You feel like you've reached the end of the road for what you want to do with acting? Or your career?
I don't know. I'm still thinking about that.
You're still thinking about that?
Yeah, I'm still thinking about that.
And maybe the billboard is there to remind you, Donna, you are in the right place. Keep doing what you were doing. Don't you think it like that?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, but I'm just humbled. And you know, dreams come true and all those kind of things. But I'm still thinking.
So nonchalant. You know, I thought I know dreams do come true. You know, the vibe, I'm on a billboard.
You know, when you've been waiting and waiting and waiting and praying. And then when you give up, it's like, it's there. And then you're like...
I guess that's why they call it faith. Right? You have to have faith that at the end of the day, it's going to work out. I'm happy I'm on a
billboard. I'm glad. I mean, it's something that... I don't know. It's just humbling.
It's humbling.
Yeah, it's humbling.
That's the lexicon term.
Maybe I haven't processed it yet. I don't know.
I mean, how long has the billboard been there? When did they start erecting up the billboards, Kanigi?
I think it's been like a month or something.
Exactly. You on a bus even, dog. When we drive past Sasani Studios, we see you there.
Is it? You lying?
We see you on the bus there. Oh.
You are lying. It's other people on the bus, not me.
I sent you a video.
No.
In the morning, I saw your billboard there, close to where I live. I'm like,
I didn't see it.
We are on today. Today. But show me, if it's not Groot Boom and Sons primetime slot, it is the Nikwe 6:30 slot.
Yeah.
Show me, tell us the conception of Nikwe, how everything came about. What's the idea behind the show? Who your character is?
You ask me like I'm a producer of the show.
You know, maybe one day.
Okay, I'll tell you how I got to be part of Nikwe.
Yeah.
Right. So it was after Groot Boom and Sons. I think it was October last year. I was there. I'm like, oh God, because I always have this fear that after a job, I won't be able to book another job. For some odd reason, I always have that feel. So what if
quite common.
Yeah, what if I never get any other job after this? You know, so I was at home thinking, and I'm like, what am I going to do next? You know, I can't be home like this and doing nothing. So remember Diana in Gaza?
Diana, I remember her very well.
Coordinator.
I remember her very well.
So I called Diana, I'm like, Mzala, look, I can help with anything there. You know, casting, because I want to learn how casting works and whatever. Because me and my friend at that time we're in the process of producing a film, right? So let me go and learn
how to
casting and whatever, all these things. So then I was like, okay, no, I'll call you if I need you. Cool. And then I think a few days later, she calls me, was like, yo, come through. I'm actually casting for this show, this new telenovela. I need help. And I was volunteering, by the way. She was not paying me.
Put yourself out there, guys.
You know? So I went there and I started helping with everything. And the brief was there. So I'm like to her, I'm going to audition for this. It's like, I'm Zala. You can't audition for this because it's Zulus. They want Zulu people, you know? And I'm like, okay. But something was like, audition anyway. If they say no.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
You know, so I'm like, if they say no, then they say no. At least you tried.
Yeah.
You know, I remember the day of the auditions. It was the first time I met everybody, like Thomas and all of these people. So Thomas comes and is like, oh, hi, are you here for the audition? I'm like, no, I'm helping Diana. It's like, oh, okay. And then when the time of the audition came, I went into that room. And she was like,
aren't you helping out here? Like, aren't you assisting people?
Why are you auditioning? I'm like, yeah, no, I just want to audition. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I auditioned. And then he was like, okay, good. We'll see. I mean, that's all he said to me. He was like,
we'll see.
We'll see.
I hate that line.
You know?
You know when you take someone, I would like to see you on this day. We'll see. Sorry.
But that's auditions. We know auditions. Some don't even tell you anything. It's like, thank you for coming.
It was a beautiful audition, can't do nothing.
Anyways, the next day, then now, the reader was not available. So Diana's like, please read for people during the audition. So I was reading for people, even the people who were auditioning for their role I auditioned for. And mind you, I also selected them for that, to come audition.
Wow.
No, it was an experience and a half, you know. And I'm there reading for people, and I made sure I give everybody the best shot. I was fair with everyone.
Someone might call it nepotism or...
No. The thing is also, when I was there, I didn't even influence anything.
Yeah.
I was quiet the entire time.
You did what you were supposed to do.
I didn't even ask Diana, I would say, so, what are they saying?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I was quiet the entire time, dude. Because I knew, I'm in a proximity. So, I can't afford to do anything. To be like, yo, Zara.
Do the things,
No, I didn't. Dan didn't even tell me anything, bro.
We're just there to help out with the casting. And
I auditioned, and that was it. I only found out later when everybody found out. Oh, you also, Channel likes you. You also got the role. I'm like, oh.
Thank God.
But by the time I got the news, though, I was already over everything because I had went to auditions, called backs. I was helping people. I was just like, hey, I'm tired. I am...
Yeah,
tired. Did I get this thing or not? And about Thomas, you can't even read them because now they're trying to maybe keep it to themselves. I'm like, yo.
Wait, so you auditioned in October, nah? And then when did you...
In end of November.
October. Okay. That's a wait. That's a wait.
Yo, it was guys,
that's a wait.
And I was there the entire time helping with everything.
That must... I'm sorry, but that would disturb my peace. Just trying to select people for the role that I want. Like this one. But for me, it's like I'm choosing this one's better than me.
I made sure I gave I even chose the best people, and so that it's a fair game,
Yeah.
So I can also sleep at night. Knowing I didn't sabotage anyone.
Yeah.
I was literally fair, bruh. I was like, no, are you sure you want? I'm like, no, let me just, have character. Because I believe that I have character.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's the way I showed it. Because, actually, be fair. Let God do the rest. That was me then. And then I got the news. It was interesting. I was scared, to be honest. I was like, yo, the brief was Zulu. What if they no, speak Zulu. Then what am I gonna do?
Do you speak Zulu then? No.
So I had to be like, I had to pray. I'm like, God, please let them speak my language because, I have to. So, but anyway, they were like, no, speak your language anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, coming to Nikwe, how it was conceived, right? So Nikwe is actually based on or inspired by a true story, right? So it's a story. Should we wait for the plane?
It's not. I know that feeling. It's on set. It's a plane, and then you're like, guys, now we must call cut. But not today. Not today. It's a podcast. You can hear the plane, but it's not. So
Nikwe is based on a true story. It's a story about Thomas, actually. Thomas Gumede in varsity, and this girl called Valencia. I think her name is Vilagazi, if I'm not mistaken. You know. So Nikwe comes from a rich family, and then his parents got murdered, I think. Yeah, they got murdered, you know.
So it's a story that revolves around that entire
genre. Around that. And Thomas was dating Nikwe.
At the time.
So Thomas is largest, actually. The character largest is Thomas.
It's basically Thomas.
Yeah, on the story. So, it's about that. It's also about, like, exploring hood rich.
Yeah.
You know, how is it being hood rich and everything, and like the business empire, and there's also the school, the varsity, Sober College, which is where I come in as Thando.
Yes.
You know, and being Nikwe's best friend, and there's drama.
Drama, 6:30, Monday to Friday.
There's so much drama, you know, and with my character, personally, Thando has been the easiest character to play for me. You know, because she's younger than me. She's close to my age than any other character. If you remember well, on Hotbom and Sons, I was playing Kifilwe.
Yeah, she's from Dala.
Kifilwe is old. She was pregnant. She lost a baby. She was married.
Guys, Kifilwe went through so much in season 2.
So I had to go outside of me with Kifilwe.
Yeah.
You know, to always be like, okay, how would this feel? But with Thando, I've been through Majola, man. I've been through a heartbreak. You know, I've been to varsity before.
Yeah.
So I had to look inside of me.
Deep down.
Even her parental issues. I mean, her father left, died a long time ago when she was young. She has a single mother who's also like never there. So it's the things that I have felt in my life before. So bringing her to life was easy. Thomas was just like,
was
be
next
yourself.
to home.
Just be yourself. Because I see there's Thando there. Be yourself, you know? Yeah. So it has been easy.
As you said, Mos, whenever you see yourself on the billboard, it's a very humbling experience. In that being a humble experience, would you consider yourself to come from humble beginnings?
Dude. Yeah.
Nah,
definitely.
That was very deep, eh?
Yeah.
I was like, and I've worked so hard for my life.
Let me tell you a story that you don't know.
Yeah, tell us. You see, that's why we are here.
So I got to Joburg in 2017. Before that, I was in Pretoria, University of Pretoria, you know. And I dropped out because I felt like what I was doing there was not supposed to be doing. I didn't feel like it resonated with me.
What were you studying at the time?
Agricultural science. That's what I was studying. And I was like, it was hell. It was hell. Anyway. Anyway, so to cut the long story short, and then I decided that, okay, I want to do acting because I have passion for storytelling and whatever, you know. And then I spoke to my mom about it. My mom was like, yeah, go ahead. I support you. 100%, you know.
Yeah.
The next morning, I was in Joe's in Braamfontein at City Varsity, registering for acting.
Next day.
I didn't even wait. The next day, I was there. So I was at City Varsity for like, I think, almost like 8 months or something.
Yeah.
And then I had to drop out because it was too expensive for my mom. My mom was like, hey.
These private institutions.
Yeah,
guys.
It was expensive, you know? And I was like to my mom, okay, let me leave and see what I can do. Give me a year. Give me until the end of this. If nothing pops out, then I'll go back to school and do whatever you want me to do.
And do that actuarial science.
Yeah, and do whatever.
The hell.
So anyway, my mom was like, okay, cool. I'm like to my mom, please do me a favor. Just pay my rent.
Yeah.
I'll see what I'm going to eat. When I just make sure my rent is paid.
You know, ice blocks, some gourmet shandies.
And pap. Anyway, so sharp. My mom was like, okay, cool. You know, so first they were dropping out. My flatmates are going to school. They're like, no, serious. They're like, you're not. I'm like, no, I'm done with school.
Yeah.
They're like, sure.
And they judge you.
Yeah, obviously they judge me.
They judge you.
I judged myself as well. To be like, are you sure, ma'am? Like, are you sure? What are you doing? And I was like, yeah, let me see how it works out. But I loved acting. I didn't drop out of acting. I dropped out of school.
Of school.
But
varsity,
also,
but not the school of life.
No. Well, never.
I taught you a lot.
Anyway,
Yeah,
we get to that. So, I dropped out but I learned a lot though. But acting from City Varsity. You know, a lot. So I'm like, let me see if I can do this on a professional manner. I remember I was there Googling auditions, Johannesburg acting auditions on Google. Yeah. And this other website came up. I don't think it's there anymore. So Africa, what? It was green. So I take this guy's number, Saki, Glenn Mekgwe. He runs a production company called Zgidlava. All right. So I called him. I don't even know what I was doing. I called this guy. I was like, yo, hi.
You're taking the leap.
Yeah, I'm like, hi, I'd like to act. I saw your post on this website. And he's like, yo, you actually called at the right time because we're doing a film and our lead is messing up continuity, whatever. So come through. Let's see what we can do for you, you know? And I look back now, I'm like, if it was me then, now, I wouldn't have went there because what the hell now? Where are you going? Yeah. You don't even know these people.
You seem desperate.
What are you going to do there?
Yeah.
You know, anyway, so my friend who I lived with at the time coupled me to the taxi rank, right? And mind you, we got lost in Josie.
Biggest mistake of your life.
We got lost in the CBD.
Guys, I never want to be lost in Johannesburg.
We got lost in the CBD looking for taxis to get home, right? So we're there up and down, and we finally found them.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you, my friend. And then she went back to Bram. I got into the taxi. And it was a bit winterish at that time. So I get to the place, and I can see there's actors. Like, you can see what here, you know?
Stars.
It's not necessarily stars. It's upcoming people. But you can see what they're working.
Yeah.
So I get there, and he gives me a play. I don't remember that play. He's like, okay, do this. Audition, let's see if you can do it. And I'm there, I'm auditioning. He's like, okay. I think we can work with this. Sharp. That night, he's like, I know you guys want to act. You say you want to act.
I hate that line. I know you guys want to act.
Yes. He's like, you guys want to act. He literally made us sleep in the coldest room in that house. He was like, you guys want to act. Sleep in here. This is how cold the industry is. He was like, this is how cold the industry is. So you're and it was winter, my guy. You know who I was with? I don't know if you know.
You could have just said, guys, I don't have accommodation for you.
No, listen to this. I think it was me, this guy called Docs. He's a first AD, I think, at Black Brain or something. Docs. He's also doing good now, actually. There was there was us. Like, we're just a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And it was so cold, heavily. It was winter, my guy. I was like,
no fear of piles.
I was there thinking, I'm like, no, are you really doing this to yourself?
But it was worth it.
Anyway, next morning we wake up and then we started shooting. And I enjoyed it. And I was like, I can actually do this, you know? Okay, and the next day went by. And then this time, he was like, okay, guys, you can sleep with this side now. I'm going to give you heaters. He gave us our heaters and whatever.
So it was a prank.
No, I don't think it was a prank. I think he was
I'd like to believe it was a prank.
No, it was not a prank. I think he was trying to build characters for us. Like, I think it was really character building.
School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, I know. Because after that day, I went home and I was like, I want to do this. You know, it resonates with me. This is what I want to do with my life. Because now I have proved that I can do it on a professional scale. I've got some training. You know what I mean? So I'm like, maybe there's something here. Right? Cool. But I was like, I'm not going back.
Ain't no way.
I'm not going back to Katlehong. Thank you, bye. Next.
I'm not doing that.
And then now I'm there sitting, I'm like, okay, what's next? Because now I did that. My mom is there calling me, okay, so now what's going on? What's the progress? What have you done? I'm like, yo, this lady. I'm there praying. I believe in prayer. So I'm always praying. You know what I mean? So after I prayed, I'm chilling there. I think a week or two later, because I'm always on Twitter. I love Twitter. It's
a shit show there.
I'm always tweeting, you know. So this day I'm chilling. There's I saw a tweet.
Yeah.
But this is Portia Gumede. You know Portia. Obviously. This is Portia and Kadzi Flo. They're like, we are hosting acting classes. Please send through your monologues and whatever. We'll choose people. It's for free. Right? I sent two monologues to just talk show. I'm serious. I sent 2 monologues. And you know how many people are on Twitter, dude? How many people follow these people? Everybody sent through their clips and whatever. And out of everybody, they chose 7 people. I was one of the people.
Pressure.
I was one of the people. I was also the youngest in that group.
Even more pressure.
Dude.
Ooh.
And I felt like that the whole thing was meant for me, hey?
Yeah.
Because the way this Flo focused on me. Like, she was like, this is my project. Yeah, she grilled me.
Proper.
I remember the last day of the whole thing. She was like, guys, Neo is not giving me what I want, and we're not leaving here.
Until she gives me what she wants, because she probably saw you as the perfect fit for the character that she wants to put on.
I even went to the toilet and cried. I'm like, yo, God, I can't do this. There's so much pressure. And then my tears went back in there. I went back in there. And she was like, who's your favorite artist? You know? By that time, it was Casper, I think. She's like, okay.
CB.
She was like, okay, sing your favorite song.
Like,
I don't remember what song I chose that day, because there's so many songs. Anyway, so...
Not even mocking the guy, guys, I'm not. I'm literally singing his hit songs.
Don't do that to my boy, bruh.
I won't do that to your boy. He's also my boy.
So...
I hate you.
What are you guys doing?
You guys okay. Guys, Casper's gonna see this. He's gonna take my money.
Anyway. Okay. Your next thing will see.
Come on. But okay. Yeah.
So I sang the song, word for word. And then she was like, say your lines. And I'm saying my lines, and then, Sizwe Kambula. We were in the same group with him, and so I was doing dialogue with Sizwe. We're busy going back and forth and whatever. And after we were finished, everybody was just looking at me like,
look at that. Stepped out of a shell.
I broke down.
Yes, I
literally broke down that day, and everything shifted. I was never the same after that day. I was never the same, Tabile. Like, since Flo took out, I don't know, she took me out of which shell, but...
She took you out of that shell that needed to be,
She pulled me out of that, and I think after that I was a performer. Like, I didn't care about anything anymore. I didn't
You let loose, you believed, you became.
I was like, that was God. Like, that was proper training for me, After that, also, it's like, what's next? But that proved to my mom. My mom was like,
yeah, I'm done.
I'm gonna progress. I was like, progressive. I'm like, yeah. Anyway, so now after that, obviously it's like October now. I'm like, what's next as well? Because the year is ending. Remember, my preparation is like, we're giving you a year now. So by the end of the year, you better have something. So I'm a person who's always researching things. What I'm getting myself into, all those kind of things. And before I came to Joburg, by the way, to do acting, I had already a list of agents because I knew you needed an agent, you needed this, you needed that. So I had a list of agents, but they're not big agents. It was these...
King Clips.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know why you're laughing.
I don't know about that. Who's King Clips? Anyway.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so I had these two. It was DJs. There was this other one. I don't remember.
We said we're not gonna name drop.
No, but I'm just like telling you. You did, and in a bad way. But anyway.
Sorry, guys. Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
So now,
yeah.
I'm talking to DJs. They do ads most of the time.
Yeah.
So I had these agents, like I think I had 3 or something at the same time. Because I was like, I need to push, And then towards the end of the year, Dominic from DJs calls me. She's like, hi, no, I have this audition it's like a voiceover, like a radio drama. They're looking for Tswana, Sotho,
Xhosa.
and Zulus and Zulus. And I'm like, radio drama? I don't even know. Do I have the voice for that? She was like, no, just go and try it out, man. You'll see. Just go. I was like, okay. I went to audition. And the one thing that inspired me to go to audition was that I'm from the Northwest, right? And I can speak fluent Tswana. I can write, read, and whatever. And so, like fluent Tswana. So for me, that was my ticket. I was like, there's no one, like Joburg people can't speak Tswana the way I do. Most of them, unless they're from like Mafikeng or whatever, you know what I mean?
What Tswana do they speak?
They speak, mostly they mix it with Sotho. And it's like a Pitori type of Tswana.
Yeah, Soshplata.
You know what I mean? It's mostly that.
Yeah.
So I went there knowing what I. So I did the audition. And something was like, don't leave as yet.
Yeah.
Stay here. So I stayed there. I don't know why I was staying there. I mean, it was God, you know.
It's God.
It's God. God was like,
it's like
stay
Sala.
there. So when I'm there, the casting director is like, oh, actually, since you're here, because it was a family thing, drama. It was revolving around the character audition for the daughter. So she was like, since you're here, we're going to use you to audition other people. You know, when you go in and out of the audition room, they want to see the uncle with you.
Chemistry tests.
Yes.
Yes.
Type of that vibe. Yeah. But it was the first round of the audition, though. So I was in and out of that room. At some point, I felt like, this is my character, man. Yeah. This is me. She was like, I was like, oh, thank you guys. We'll keep in touch. And you're like, oh, okay. I went back to Bram. I lived in Bram then. I went back there and they called us back for a call back. Dom was like, you got to call back. Okay, I went there. We did the same thing. I went back home. We got a third call back. We did the same thing. I'm
so like, you're like, what's the point of this call back?
I'm like, nah, wait, what's going on here? And then the last call back though, I was like, I'm going home. This is making me overthink everything. I went to what's this, Park Station. Got into a taxi. And when I closed that taxi, I remember closing the door and I got a call from the agent. And she was like, you got the job, they want you for a rehearsal on Monday, right? And I was like, yeah. Like, I was to scream in that taxi. I'm sure people were like, what's going on with this child?
Yeah,
what's going on with this child?
I mean, it was Park Station.
And dude, like, I was like, wow. Now, and imagine this situation, dude. You've been speaking to your mom. She's been like, what's going on? What's the progress? And you're going home and you get the good news just when you're about to be on the way home. And you're like, sure, I finally have like something solid, some news to give to my mom. Right. And I got home. I was like, Mama, I have good news. So this is what's happening. And she knows audio dramas. She's been listening to them on Zenia FM and she's like, this is big. I'm like, yeah. This is big.
Some real shit we're doing, Mom.
I'm like, this is big. And she was happy. I was also happy for me, you know. And this is 2017, by the way. The same year I got to Joburg. Everything happened in that year.
So fast,
you know.
And
we got to the recording. You know, we get there. And I'm like, so these are the people I'm going to be working with. I've seen this guy somewhere on TV. I've seen him on Generations. I've seen him, you know. And I was calling Mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm working with so and so and so and so.
You have the urge to want to take pictures all the time with all these people.
I didn't even take pictures. I was like,
you're living in the moment.
I'm working with so. No, we took pictures at the end of the because I know you're used to each other. You not see.
Buddy.
You're not like a groupie now. You know, we're colleagues. We're colleagues. We're not a you know. So
I used to be a fan. I'm an air conditioner now.
Oh, holler.
Well, holler.
So I tell my mom, and then she's there. I go to, you're working with these people. I'm like, yeah. And some of the people became my mentors now. And that job led to the other, you know, and I've been doing voiceovers for
Metro
years now. Since then.
Yeah.
Since then.
Since back then.
I've been doing
it. With everything with all that happened within the space of that year until now. Outside, people can be like, yeah, no, Neo is successful. It looks successful. Yeah. But internally, personally, do you feel that you are successful? Like, do you wake up every day Because social media has forced down our throat that success equates to how much money you have. But do you in yourself feel as if you are successful? Even if you on a day you're broke, Mara, you feel I've done things.
Let me tell you what success is to me. Right? Success is having abundance, to give and not expect anything back.
Yes.
So success for me, English. Success.
Guys, let's reload the bundles there. Star 1 4.
I have to cut that part out. Anyway, success. So success is having abundance to be able to give.
Yes.
Freely.
Yes.
Without expecting anything back. And this abundance can be anything. It can be kindness. You know what I mean? It can be peace. It can be love.
And how the ladies love it? Money.
You know what I mean? And it could also be money. Yeah. But for me, I think the peak of success is having inner peace. Being able to sleep at night with all the money, with all the what, that's success for me. Yes. Having a clear conscience, that's success for me. Just being able to sleep at night with peace, with inner peace. And
it seems like you
being unbothered.
You equate success with happiness. Once you reach that point of happiness,
no, I don't think it's not happiness. It's contentment, being content.
Similar.
No, it's not the same thing.
Because everything that you say is being at peace.
Yeah.
And being at peace.
Happiness is dopamine.
Not happiness doesn't necessarily mean dopamine all the time. Because people who search for dopamine all the time are the people who do drugs. Because the drugs, they do it for the first time. It gets them to that dopamine and that sense of what happiness is. So what do? They chase that feeling all the time.
Okay.
So what happens? They become drug addicts. The reason why you could feel that overwhelming feeling of happiness is because you understand what it feels like to be sad and just to be average. So the way that for me it sounds like from what you're describing is happiness is your success is being at peace. And the way that I see it is I equate peace with happiness.
Oh, you.
But it's your explanation. That's how I'm just telling you how I'm receiving it.
Okay.
Oksala, yeah?
That also makes sense as well. Yeah, but I think it's contentment, it's having inner peace, it's having abundance of the things that are not tangible.
Yes.
Spirit, it's being one with God.
Yes.
That's success for me.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand? So, obviously, sometimes you have peace, you have to have money.
That's true, dog. When your bills are paid, you're at peace.
You know what I mean? So I think that's my thing. It's not only money, because there are people with money who don't have peace, who can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in that situation.
Ever.
That's why I'm always fighting myself not to sell my soul, not to do things that I don't want to do to get money. Yes. Because I know I'm going to have this one, but not have this one.
Yeah.
And that's
There's always a catch.
Yeah.
You quick money.
And that's the thing about I don't want to say the devil or anything, but
say it with your chest and down.
But the devil gives you one thing that you really want and takes away other things
that you really need.
Yeah.
Haze. Dango. Yeah, Choma. Yeah. Even with...
Yeah, so anyway, let me finish.
Yeah, finish, Antoine.
So that is success for me. It's being able to sleep at night without any nightmares.
Nachtmere.
Because there are people who sleep during the day because they can't sleep at night.
That sounds creepy though.
Yeah, because
like night shift.
Clear conscience. The peak of success is peace, contentment, clear conscience. And clear conscience is being one with God. We cannot be one with God and not have a clear conscience. Because you haven't done anything to anybody. You don't mean no harm to anyone. You have pure intentions. That's what it is.
I guess then I am one with God because I got a very clear conscience.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Show me, even with all the success that you have, with the being at peace, having a clear conscience, and being on TV, being a superstar, being an actress, voiceover, the person that everybody, whose attention that they want, we are still not excluded from being dribbled.
Oh my gosh, Tabile.
Chomi!
Are we really going there?
We are. Tell me, Chomi, what's like the worst way that you've been dribbled ever? That you know of?
Like, my first heartbreak in high school.
Ne?
That was peak mudribilo. That was peak. Dude, like, you know, that guy.
Peak dribble. It was Messi at the World Cup.
It was like my first heartbreak, Tabidene. And, you know, I never saw it coming. And perhaps it's because it was the first one, I mean, you know. But that guy, like, we were in a relationship, Ms. Joel, and he made me feel like we are in a relationship. Like, he gave me everything, the attention. He even gave me a promise ring, my guy.
This is our chat one day.
Dude, like, he made me feel like I'm the queen of the castle, you know.
Queen
castle.
of the South.
Yeah, you know.
You're running everything out here.
Country, there's another queen somewhere in another school. And I never got the signs. I never, like, you know, when sometimes somebody tells you, Joe, I have somebody else, you know. But I never got the signs at all, bruh. So when the news came and it was like, bah.
Just like that.
I lost my ish. I lost it. I was like, what the?
Did you go psycho or you were just like...
No, I cried.
For like days on end?
I cried. I was like, yo, what's going on? Like, I wanted explanations. And that time, he was like very nonchalant. He was like...
Ooh, women hate those men.
So, but then, you know what made me happy?
What?
I even had to change schools to get
Was
over.
it that bad?
It was bad. It was bad because I saw this guy.
No, guys.
Dude, I saw this guy every day.
No.
By the way, you know, it's easy to get over somebody you like.
You don't see.
You don't see every day. I had to see him every day. There's a point where we broke up.
Would he kiss girls in front of you?
He moved on in front of me. He was the first one to move on with new girls.
He was never about you, Shem. I was kissed.
But why did he act like he was though? Like why what's with that? Because he didn't get anything from me. Like he didn't get.
Should we tell her?
Please tell me. But he didn't get anything. Maybe it's because of that also. He was not getting what he wanted. Which is what every man wants from a woman.
I can tell you this.
Let me
tell you this. I know.
Don't look at me like that.
He's in high school at the time, so he doesn't know what it... I'm not sure.
He knew.
I'm not
because
sure.
he was like a grade ahead. He was older than me. So
okay.
He knew.
But let me tell you like this. The same way that women have these men that they actually never going to be with, but they keep entertaining, they keep teasing, is that validation thing that they get. And it makes them feel worthy. The opposite for men is, how many women can I get at a time? That gives us that sense of validation and worthy because we are attractive to a multiple of the opposite sex.
Okay.
That's the easiest way I can explain it to you.
But then with most men who do that, do not give so much to everyone of them. Like,
yeah, you can't.
They give the bare minimum to, but he didn't give me the bare minimum. That's the thing. He
gave you everything.
Dude, let me tell you.
You were the main one.
Let me tell you one thing, that I think made me cry even more.
What is it?
It was my birthday. He used to play piano at assembly.
He's a musician. He
used to play the piano. So you know,
didn't say.
Listen. So this Kabediaga, you know what he did? During assembly, when the assembly ended, with everybody there, he started playing the birthday song, and it was like a whole moment for me.
This man is romantic.
And I was called Miss Piano Man.
Miss Piano.
Like, it was such a nice romantic movie.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna go and do that to me? To us? What about us?
I'm sorry.
What about trust? What about what he used to be?
You know, but he done you dirty. But you should have known he's a musician.
No, but he's not a musician like that. He just plays a musical instrument.
But in the high school setting, he's the musician.
Like, that's why I never saw it coming. Like, he sold me dreams, if I could put that. Because he made me feel like...
He played you proper.
Like a piano.
You know? Ooh.
You know? So, yeah. But anyway, it was hard getting over that. I had to change schools and I moved on eventually with a new guy in the new school. And it was like nice. It was like healing. It was healing.
It was healing.
It was healing, you know. And yeah, but after that, every guy that came to me and dribbled me, I saw it coming. I mean, I saw it.
Your intuition was...
Yeah, just that sometimes you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but you can tell, say, hello.
This one is going to do that.
Yeah.
It's going to do basically what Noma Muso done.
No, that was peak.
Oh, that was peak. So everybody else is below that.
Nobody has ever touched me that way ever again after that, you know. So yeah, I mean, the other people, I mean...
They're not.
You learn the game.
You learn the game proper, and you play it well.
Yeah, and then when you see players coming like, oh, we're doing this. Okay.
We're doing this proper. Yeah. You know, We also, like I just mentioned, he's a musician. You should have mentioned that. Honali stigma that is surrounding us artists.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm sure it surrounds me and you because of what we do.
True.
Chomi, what has this stigma, how has this stigma influenced the relationships that you want to go in? Like, I really wanted this man.
Let me tell you something. Man. Recently, not even like events from 5 years ago.
Like last week.
Like last week, like 2 weeks ago. There's this guy, right? Yeah. And we've been talking, and he was like, somebody said to him, hey, my guy, she's an actress. It's going to end in tears. And you can tell what that thing made him think. Hey, man, hey, she's an actress.
And they go there, they kiss people.
And it's going to end in tears. And for me, it upset me, you know. I'm like,
I really wanted this man.
Not that bad, but I was rooting for him. You know, I was like, I'm rooting for you, you know. So it upset me, and I was like, but not every actor is like that. You know, most actor and actresses, and when I say actor, I'm including everyone, male or female.
I mean, it is 2023.
You know, do things no matter what to get that job. We know this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people
I will never be a part of those people.
What's this? Yeah, you do. Wait.
No, what do you think?
We will do everything.
For real.
You know, most of us, let me see us as actors. Let me not.
Don't say me because.
No, but I'm including you. You're an actor as well.
I'm an actor, but I won't do the world.
These things do happen. I understand why people have the stigma.
Yes.
These things do happen. People do that, you know, but we're not like that. Not all of us are like that.
Yes.
That's why it took us so long to finally be on a billboard.
Yeah.
And it's because of why I was helping Diana. You know? And it came in a very weird way. And I'm glad it happened that way, because nobody can come to me and be like, you what with Spani Bad to get this thing. You do like you did this with Mamang to get this thing. Diana's there to prove it. Everybody in that office saw me working, saw how I saw the entire journey of how I got the job. Kamas will also be like, like, what do you guys say?
Guys.
You know, so I'm glad things happen that way. You know, and I can sleep at night.
Yes, with that clear conscience.
You know, I can sleep at night. Nothing is as amazing as getting things easy.
That you've worked for.
Not having to sell your leg.
Yes, and an arm.
You know?
Yeah.
Because when people celebrate you celebrate with them.
Yeah.
But when you do things some other way, when people celebrate you, you're depressed.
Yeah, because the way you got it was not honest.
Yeah, and people then commit suicide and whatever, and people wonder, she was just happy the other day. She wasn't
She was on the biggest show.
She just got a contract with Bunny Buddy. What was wrong?
The money ends, but your soul is eternal.
You know what I mean? So I'm trying to run away from that type of fame where people are like, yo, did you see her? You said, you're on a billboard. I'm like...
I'm not going to lie.
You know, so...
For me personally, if I get to that point of fame, it's okay because I understand it's a byproduct of the work that I do.
Yeah.
The harder you work, the more things you get, the more people notice you, the more your audience reach grows.
That's nice.
That's just a byproduct of what I do.
And fame is nice. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it is.
Being popular is nice, you know, but you have to have character. Like, you have to know who you are.
Exactly. Yes.
You have to know who you are. There are so many people who got famous overnight, and guess what happened?
It's all gone.
Besides it being gone, it took away a part of them.
Yes. With that fame.
It's fame is dangerous. As much as it's nice. It's a drug, that thing.
I listen to all these people that, especially my apartment block, they were like, hey, Tubbs, dog, how do you get onto this thing? I want to be like you. I want to be an actor. You know, how long did it take? I'm like, for me, it was relatively quick. Because it's like I understood and I knew where my journey is headed. But when I listened to them talk, because I always ask the reason, why do you want to be an actor? Now, I say I don't be an actor because I want to be on TV. I can even be on stage for 6 years if I want to, you know. But every time when I ask them this question and I listen to what they say, all I can hear is, I just want to be famous. And
like a lot of words.
I told you want to be famous. The thing is,
you can be famous.
Then you get that fame, and now what? Now
Being famous is easy. You can post a nude, you can trend, you can go run around naked. Exactly. Yeah, you'll trend and become famous.
My book is falling apart. I've been working really hard. You know what I'm saying? But
so acting is not the best way to go if you want to be famous, because it's hard.
Yeah, if you want to be famous, you can literally doing anything.
And we're broke. We see us on TV and you think we're balling.
Some Zanzila boy. Same way we have no electricity as in Mali. So if you
want to be famous, guys, post a nude.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You didn't get it from us, though.
Not from me.
Chobi, would you date somebody in the industry? Like full blown, like a
part of me says no.
Why?
Because I'm in the industry. I think that's the reason enough. And also,
but the others were not in the industry. Don't understand why. I know when you say that. What you mean?
Like, there's so many things that happen in the industry, and you, like I just said now, you see what lengths people go to get what they want, and I don't think.
And see what happens on set. I don't think I want to
end up with people who look. Also, as you grow older, right? There are many things that you get to think about, in terms of like survival. Yes. Knowing what love is not enough. You have to build a family with this person. You have to do this. So I can't be having somebody in the house where we both go into auditions, we're both praying to get a role, we're both like, somebody has to have a payslip in the house.
A steady one.
That's
why we date corporate baddies.
Somebody has to have stability in the house.
Yes.
So I don't think I'd go for an artist, for an actor, or a rapper, or even a producer.
But what if they were consistently making, like, let's say they have a soapy that's been running for 10 years?
Let me tell you something.
That's a payslip.
I'm not dating a producer.
Okay.
That's it. I'm not going to be in a relationship with a producer.
Okay.
For personal reasons.
Why? Because that's me.
But maybe somebody in the corporate world of our industry.
But isn't that the corporate world of our industry? Being a producer, it is.
Being a producer is you're part of everything.
But he's also the guy that sits in the office.
Dude, you're part of everything as a producer. Even when I be like, that producer, that he will not even say anything.
Shh, no name dropping.
But I'm just saying, maybe somebody in the corporate world of our industry.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, about a crew member.
A cinematographer?
Because you know why? They don't have time. Crew members don't have time.
They actually never. 12 hours.
24/7, you are on set. If you're not set, you're thinking about set.
And they finish this set and they're on another set like in 3 days.
So I think that's why I wouldn't date a crew member. But otherwise, I would. They're very chill people, very human.
Yeah.
But artists, actors... Dude, I'm an actor. Artists are unstable. Like, we are unstable. I don't want to be... We can't have two unstable people in the house, man. I have to be crazy. You have to be calm and collected. You have to ground me as my partner.
Yeah.
We can't all be like chasing the dopamine.
Damn, I need
together.
a partner who's gonna ground me. I can't have another crazy in the house.
We can't all be chasing dopamine. Somebody has to be there. Like, no, man, relax.
Relax, Antoine. Come on, dog. Like, it's 8 o'clock. Just silence. Silence. You're not on stage. You're not in theater now. Just zin that dog.
You know what I mean?
I'd get upset.
So I'm not. And also, I don't think my journey in the industry is going to be long. I don't think I'm here for a long time.
Oh, Drake. So, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
So I think I'm also going to go through like a phase where I'm not part of the industry anymore. I'm not even dating anybody in here. I'm just doing my own life.
You're just going ghost.
Yeah.
Casper, new vest.
Yeah, so that's me.
Ow.
That's why I wouldn't date. Like, guys,
Jolo is not for the faint-hearted, guys. But no, I also hear what you're saying. Because my mentors also told me that dating someone in the industry can breed a bit of competition because now you guys are both going gig for gig, right? But one thing I've learned from this life thing is that there's actually no formula to whatever you do. Because you could find the love of your life within an artist.
True, but
then blessings just come upon that makes you have money all the time.
Can I?
Now you go to Hollywood.
Can I say something?
Yeah, bro.
Most of the relationships that have worked of two artists are people who have consciously decided to say, we're not going to be too much in the spotlight. Mm-hmm. Just think about any relationship.
For instance,
who?
Fergusons. The Fergusons. Connie. Not Shona. I wanted to say Shona and Connie at the same time.
No, but that's a different.
But it's topic. The same industry. But it's a relationship.
I knew we were going to bring them.
Industry.
Even when I was thinking about this thing at home yesterday, I was like, he's going to be like, look, those people, they're their own people. I mean, I feel like they started before they were even big, especially Shona. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they grinded, and stuff. I'm talking, for example, Gema Balani and Kabelo.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
They've been together for a very long time. Yes. They were in the industry. But KB is not as big star as, he's not like...
but he was.
Okay.
But in his time, he was, and she wasn't.
This is before, but that's what I'm saying. When people start to be together and build a family, there are adjustments you're going to have to make. You understand? Yes. You can't go there in a marriage with a superstar mentality. How many superstars got married and got divorced?
Kanye West.
Like the It Girls and whatever. You know what I mean? So you have to give...
Many.
You have to give up things. There are just so many things that you cannot avoid. But you have to... But if being a superstar is your bag, your constant bag, you'd rather give up your marriage.
It girls.
You know what I mean? So
basically.
That's what I'm saying. Dating in the industry is tricky.
It's tricky.
You have to give away... Something.
Nivela get gents, corporate baddies is where it's at. There we go. Corporate baddies. Never dating in the industry.
Like Abo, there's Flip, I forgot their name. But most people who have marriages who are in this industry, they're not too much. They're not.
I take quiet.
They're not too much. They're not. Because what's it?
The moment you are always there in everybody's face, everybody wants access. They're gonna find access into your marriage. There are things
you're supposed to do that are not marriage.
That marriage doesn't go with superstardom.
Like friends, no.
Yeah, those things are. Yeah, I get you.
Look at Dennis Zimba. Remember how she was big on the entertainment or whatever? Yeah. She got a child, she got married, and she
dipped.
She's so happy now. She's happy. She's living a wholesome life.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have that if she was still chasing the V entertainment and the what. Yes. No, you know what I mean? She wouldn't. I feel you. She had to be sane and go away and build a family.
Yeah. No, I hear you. It makes sense though. And it's a lot of food for thought that I have to think about. But apart from that, do you believe that males and females can have platonic friendships?
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
So for me, here's what I think. I don't know which angle to approach this because there's so many
variables.
Yes, to this thing, right? Talking about looking at now, now. That and how men think and how the system. I'm going to be talking about the system now. How the system has made men. It's very rare to get two opposite genders in a platonic relationship and none of them, especially the man, doesn't fall in love or catches feelings or want more, whatever. You know why? Because I feel like it's because a society has objectified women so much that men can run away from those kind of thoughts. As a man, you have never been taught to love a woman platonically, unless they're your mother or sister, which you don't have a choice then. You know what I mean? But anybody outside of that spectrum,
it's fair game. That's how they see it.
They become sexual. You play the long game. You do this and that. So it's hard. And I also blame, is it patriarchy?
Patriarchy.
That thing. That word. I blame that as well, because then men cannot love, they cannot love women for who they are, for being a human. They cannot. It's always about sex. It's about objectifying what she brings to the table.
Yes, we're not.
You know what I mean? It's always about that. And for me, I feel like, let me tell you something. I feel like the system has perpetuated romantic relationships so much That's why every time everywhere we go, it's about Mujolo this, Mujolo that. Even
or if you see a picture of a male and a female, you immediately assume that they are dating.
Even the movies, we have so many romantic movies, dude. You have this,
romance.
like people, like the system has sold this fantasy about romantic relationships. And let me tell you something, romantic relationships are destructive.
Damn.
And do you know why? Because as people, we haven't done the inner work. We haven't healed a lot of things in ourselves. Romantic relationships are the only kind of relationships that have the ability to show you
who you really
exactly what's wrong
with you. Okay, on that question now.
Do you understand? I'm not done.
Okay, sorry, not bad.
You know what I mean? So, before we even have to get to relationships, like Mujolo, if you wanted to work out and to avoid all the heartbreaks or whatever, we have to work on ourselves. You know, and understand what we are all human beings. Before we are male and trans men and whatever, and we are human beings. You know, and a human being has a need to belong. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So that then gets me into the topic of community, which is something I believe in.
Yeah.
I believe in community love, loving each other as a community. You know, Ubuntu, number one. That's why back in the day, you get a family that live in one yard, but with many
other houses
in one yard, because they believed in the spirit of community. You know,
we were kind of forced to do it.
We were kind of forced.
We were.
No, back in the day, people lived the way they wanted to live here.
Not in South Africa, but we get it.
Wait, before
I'm saying we were forced to live. Yeah, we were forced to live in those.
I'm not talking about nuclear families.
Oh.
I'm talking about like your relatives, your aunts and uncles in one yard, and there's a big, you have a farm and whatever, like you breed your own food and whatever, those kind of things. That's what I'm talking about. So we had a system where, that's why they said it takes a village to raise a child.
Yes.
When a woman has a child, you can always if you're tired, you can go to the mother. That's why we have a tradition. You go to, after a woman gives birth, you call your aunt or your grandmother to come help take care of the mother. It's community.
Yeah.
And I think we have shied away from that as people because of social media.
Yeah.
Social media creates a false sense of intimacy. Like you think you know people on social media and you don't.
They're only giving you the face that they want you to see, but you think you already know them.
It creates a false sense of relationship, number one. You think you have friends on Twitter. Your followers are not your friends.
They're not.
That's why people are depressed. They don't know why. It's because the relationship you think you have are not real. Go outside. Go spend time with the people outside. Yeah. Have you ever felt somehow and you went out with your friends and then you came back and then life was worth living again? You know,
yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Like life was worth living again now because you spent time with. That's the power of community.
Yes, sir.
And you won't get that on WhatsApp when you're posting status and somebody you haven't spoken to 5 years ago comment.
Yeah.
It's short-lived, I think.
It's short-lived.
Community is so important, my guy. Now we are forced to survive in nuclear families, 2 fathers and 2 kids. You're gonna have a mental breakdown because that's impossible.
Yeah.
That's impossible. That's why you also get people who take their kids to their because it's a community. That's how we used to live. You can't run away.
From together and everything.
Dude, we can't do this in isolation.
But on that note, when you said that the people are not healed, that's why relationships are quite destructive. I want to bring it back to that point. Do you believe that we necessarily have to be fully healed to engage in a new relationship?
No.
Because I don't ever think human beings can be fully healed because every day there's a new experience.
No, we can't be fully healed. But there's something called reasonable healing, where you've healed reasonably well and you're self-aware. Self-love.
Yes, show them.
Self-love, you're self-love and you know, this is what I want. You know, and this is how I'm going to get it, and this is how I'm becoming. Because you can't be self-aware and not try to be a better person.
Yes.
Do you understand? So, but self-awareness and self-love and self-healing requires work that people are not willing to do.
Yes.
It requires you going inside of you. You might have to go to therapy.
You might even have to be alone
and
for an
and dig down things that happened that you even thought were not even big. And you realize, Joe, so my mom leaving to go work somewhere.
That day made me feel
broke
and it affected me.
You know, my father not being alive has impacted
father
me so
never
much.
buying you a gift.
You know what I mean? Not being there on your birthday or not saying they're gonna come, not coming.
Or never saying I'm proud of you. Those type of things.
Those kind of things.
Those
you know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. So then you look for it in your partner. Then you want your partner to always shower you with these compliments.
Love is beautiful.
Yes.
You know, love is meant to heal parts of us that we're not willing to heal. That's why when you're not healed, it triggers everything so that you can heal. That's how love works.
You feel like it, guys. How?
That's how love works. So if you're not healed, it's gonna show you flames. You're gonna heal in can.
So you wear this hoodie with so much pride because you have.
I've done the work. We cannot fully heal. That's something that you do that it never gets done and you never get it wrong.
Yes.
And people need to know that healing is something you never get wrong. And it's like peeling an onion.
Yeah.
You peel and you peel and you peel.
There's layers to the shandies.
And you cry about
peeling. You keep crying. You keep crying.
You know, yeah. And I also have a book that's kind of sweet.
Woo! You feel like it, guys. Now tell us, you have a book that's coming?
Yes.
Tell us, what's running with the book?
No, the book is it's about this thing.
Self-love, man.
It's about self-love.
Do you know when you're releasing it, when you're publishing it?
No, not yet. I don't want to rush it because I wrote it in 2021. I could have published it a long time ago, but because I'm also still growing, and I'm gonna publish it when I feel like,
time is right now.
This is the right time, you know, because
don't wait too long because we don't want that same feeling when you look at the billboard. We want you to feel, you know,
the moment.
you feel that moment in that.
No, I'm gonna come. It's coming.
It's coming.
Probably, if not later this year.
What's the title?
Definitely, Returning to Self.
Yes. Self-help book being dropped by Neo.
You know, yeah, that's what it's called, and it's a beautiful book, man.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful book about my journey to healing as well. You know, yeah. I can't wait for that. That's my passion.
That's your passion now.
Yes.
First an actor, then a voiceover artist, now a writer.
Yes.
Doing so much for us in the industry.
Yeah,
right?
man, I can't wait, and I feel that's where my journey is heading.
No, we're proud of you, guys.
So, yeah.
We're proud of you. Actually, thank you for coming and joining us on What Do You Bring to the Table. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the show with Neo Mekgwe.
Really? I feel like I have more to say. I have more to say.
You have more to say? You have more to say? Joby, then we'll have a part 2. You know that. We'll definitely have a part 2. But ladies and gentlemen, please like and subscribe to What Do You Bring to the Table. This was a lovely episode with Neo Mekgwe. And make sure to catch Nikwe 6:30 Monday to Friday and ETV.
Yeah, and there's an omnibus on Saturdays.
And
the repeat is the next day, 10:30.
Yes!
It's also on eVod, guys. Get eVod.
And it's free. eVod is free.
eVod is free, so you can catch up any day, anytime on eVod.
You can find replacement types of statements I be making. Khuzuga monthly, daily funds, escaping silent vacate. Pulling up funds and statements on the table, time to shake it. Who need a plan to make it? Hands are naked, I'm elated.